Breaking overnight, Iran launches its heaviest operation yet, hitting 3 ships in the Strait of Hormuz. It's time for the Streamline, everything you need to know in 10 minutes or less. The strait is one of the world's most vital trade routes. About 1/5 of all crude oil also travels through there. Sources say Iran has been planning to use mines to disrupt oil shipments. New video from Central Command shows multiple strikes in the area. Officials say 16 mine-laying ships were destroyed. President Trump warned military consequences would be at, quote, a level never seen before if mines were placed. U.S. officials are calling this the most intense day of the war so far.
The most fighters, the most bombers, the most strikes. Intelligence more refined and better than ever.
The U.S. and Israel continue hammering Iran. Iranian officials say more than 1,200 people have now been killed. 7 U.S. service members have also been killed in this conflict. 140 have been injured. An Oceanside man is mourning the loss of a family member who was killed during the violent crackdown on protests in Iran back in January. ABC 10 News reporter Michael Chen sat down to hear the man's plea for change as the fighting intensifies.
An Oceanside man, Safa, mourning the loss of a family member recently killed in his native Iran. Safa tells me the results of this war will determine the fate of his people.
A few weeks before the war began, Safa says his cousin, Farhad Sadeghi, was in front of his home in Tehran near a protest when Iran's Revolutionary Guard shot and killed him.
He was in front of his house talking to neighbor, and that time protesters run away and IRGC behind them and shoot everybody on the street.
Sadeghi, a husband and father, shot as he was preparing a move to northern Iran after buying a home.
So sad and a very, very bad moment.
Sadeghi, one of tens of thousands believed killed.
We're crying for those people who got shot.
In a crackdown on protests since January. Even as the bombing intensifies, Safa says ordinary Iranians view the bombs as hope.
But the bomb coming, they more happier than before because they feel the freedom is so close.
With internet shut down by the government, Safa, who has dozens of family living across Iran, says he's not sure about their safety.
More stress in our body, we're feeling very bad because we're expecting any moment bad news from them.
Safa also waiting anxiously to see how this war ends. In the past few days, President Trump delivering conflicting messages, saying this war could end very soon, but also threatening to escalate attacks if Iran threatens the Strait of Hormuz. For Safa, the thought of ending the war too soon is scary.
If this war ends without regime change,
that's going to be a disaster. They're going to kill more people, more deaths, more people in prison. They don't care about the humanity. They are not human, basically. They forgot.
Michael Chen, ABC 10 News.
Uncertainty over the war drove gas prices even higher overnight. The national average for gas now sits at $3.58 a gallon. San Diego County's prices jumped to $5.36. That's 55 cents up in just 1 week. The White House, though, continues to insist this increase in gas prices is short-term.
Rest assured to the American people, the recent increase in oil and gas prices is temporary, and this operation will result in lower gas prices in the long term.
All right, now diesel is up a full $1 to $4.74 per gallon. Experts warn rising transportation costs will ripple through the farming industry, food transport, manufacturing, and construction. The International Energy Agency has proposed its largest ever release of oil reserves to bring down crude prices that have soared since the war began.
It cost me $70 to fill up my gas tank yesterday, and it's probably only going to get worse. I've got 3 lesser-known tips for you to save on your next tank of gas. Number 1, go to an independently owned gas station. Big Oil isn't going to like this one, but when you go to an independently owned gas station like this one in Escondido, you're going to save a lot at the pump, and there's a reason for that.
The independently owned gas stations will often set prices on their own without the sophisticated machinery that you will see with much larger brands.
Number 2, use the apps, and I'm not talking about dating. A lot of the bigger gas stations have combined apps so that you can get rewards. If you haven't already signed up for those, it's a good idea to do that. But I raise you one better. Upside is an app that allows you to earn cash back up to 60 cents a gallon at certain gas stations. All of that money gets collected in the app and then it can be deposited back into your bank account. Number 3, searching and planning. Now, everyone's heard of Gas Buddy, but I try to compare between 2 gas conglomerate apps. So I use Gas Buddy and Fuel Up together. Both of those are consumer reported apps, so each one can miss something. This will allow you to get the best price when you're filling up. If you got tips for me, let me know. Emily Coffey, ABC 10 News.
A violent storm system spawned tornadoes from Texas to Michigan overnight. The threat isn't over yet. This massive tornado ripped through parts of Illinois Tuesday evening, causing widespread damage. You see roofs of homes blown off. Other buildings were destroyed. The impact reached all the way into Indiana. In Kansas City, hail as big as softballs pounded the area. That system is now moving east, and it's expected to bring storms today stretching from Louisiana all the way to New York. Meanwhile, a heat wave is settling over California this week. Temperatures could soar as high as 100 degrees by Friday in some parts of the state.
$30 million, $15 million, $62 million, and some of it can be yours. I'm Joe Ducey with the Better Business Bureau, showing ABC 10 News viewers how to tell if a class action lawsuit settlement notice is real. Google, Apple, Disney all recently agreed to settle lawsuits for millions without admitting wrongdoing. Attorneys usually get a big chunk, but affected people can file claims to get a piece, usually getting notices by letter, email, or text. And that's where the scams come in. Legitimate class action settlement notices include details about the case, who's involved, what are your options, and a link to more information. Scams may ask for social security numbers, a small administrative fee or bank information, and an immediate deadline for action. None of that is legitimate. If you get a class action notice, search for the case online. No official website, move on. ConsumerAction.org and ClassAction.org each list open settlements that may affect you. More on the story at 10news.com. Check BBB.org for reviews and accredited businesses, and JoeKnowsBetter.com for all BBB scam busters. I'll see you next time.
A new investigation finds nearly 40% of non-organic fruits and vegetables grown in California contain traces of pesticides that are also known as so-called forever chemicals. The Environmental Working Group says the forever chemicals, known as PFAS, have been linked to cancer, thyroid disease, liver damage, and other serious health problems. California supplies nearly half of the vegetables and more than 3/4 of the fruits and nuts eaten in the U.S. To avoid PFAS chemicals, pesticides, and expert says that if you cannot afford organic, thoroughly rinse the produce under running water and use a brush on sturdier items. The organization that represents the pesticide industry says that pesticides are subject to rigorous review under the EPA.
Bam brought the boom in the NBA Tuesday night. In Miami, Heat forward Bam Adebayo was unstoppable. He poured in 83 points in the Heat's win over the Washington Wizards. That is now the second best scoring total in NBA history, behind only Wilt Chamberlain's 100-point game in 1962. Adebayo's effort included 36 made free throws and 7 three-pointers. The previous second best scoring effort in the record books belonged to the late Kobe Bryant, who had an 81-point night. Good for Bam. Love to see that celebration. That's your ABC 10 News Streamline. Everything you need to know today in under 10 minutes.